I'm Jim Fine, and I just got back from 4 years in northern Iraq, living in the city of Erbil, the capital of the Kurdish region, working for the Mennonite Central Committee, doing relief, development, and peace-building work. The U.S.-Iran negotiations on the nuclear issue is about a lot more than the nuclear issue. The U.S. and Iran both have very influential roles to play in the Middle East. Iran is probably the most influential player in Iraq. Not only do I hope that that will succeed, but all of our Iraqi partner organizations were following those negotiations closely despite their own problems, because they see, and I think they're certainly correct, that the U.S.-Iran relationship is key for all developments in the region. There's going to be no progress at all in diminishing support for the forces of the Islamic State unless and until there is a region-wide agreement that includes Iran and Saudi Arabia with the global powers in the West and the U.S. on what has to be done to put Iraq back together and to quell the violence and reach an agreement in Syria. If the U.S. and Iran can agree on what needs to be done to damp down the violence in the region and reach agreements that can allow people to move forward and get on with their lives and put the countries now torn apart back together again, it can happen. Without that basic U.S.-Iran agreement, it can't happen. I believe that from practical, rational grounds, a solid agreement that will ensure that Iran cannot develop nuclear weapons without all of the world knowing about it and having plenty of time to react. I'm sure that agreement can be reached, but I'm not sure that the parties involved, neither the Iranians nor the Americans, will come together around those rational, solid, defensible terms. Political factions, hardline factions in Iran, political hardliners in the United States that don't want to see an agreement, they could well scuttle the negotiations. I think FCNL's work to bring people to Washington at the end of November could not be better chosen.